Hello guys, and welcome back to another Grow a Garden video. In this video, I will be telling you the way in which you can make billions in this game using nectar seed. Sounds good? Let's go. Okay, so nectar thorns, this limited legendary crop dropped in part 3 of the Busy Bee crafting event. It's craftable using 2 cactus fruit, 1 cactus seed, 1 nectar shade seed, and some honey. Once planted, it's multi-harvest. Base values around 40k shekels minimum. On its own, kinda mid-tier, but layer in some mutations, that's where things get interesting. Because once you start stacking mutations, that base 40k can go much higher. Think Shocked, X100, Celestial, X120, Disco, X125, Void Touched, X135. Even stacking just 2 or 3 gives you millions per harvest. Multiply that across multiple harvests and across a grid of nectar thorns, suddenly we're talking serious cash. Not overnight, but worth exploring if you're aiming high. Harvest-wise, nectar thorn is like any other multi-harvest, keeps going until you yank it. And if you plant, say, 50 of them with mutation sprays and sprinklers during swarm events, chances of hitting decent mutation stacks go up. Then you just ride that harvest loop. Every few hours you're cashing out, maybe millions at a time. Rinse, repeat. Consistency over time starts turning those numbers into actual billions. Let's say 10% of your 50 plants hit even a double mutation like Shocked plus Celestial. That's a lot of value. One harvest from that could net a few million alone. Multiply over 5 harvests and several plants, you get tens of millions, which adds up fast. Again, it's not a single explosion, but the compounding loop, plant, mutate, harvest, replant, can really build your bankroll. Triggers matter. Use thunderstorm or meteor shower events to stack Shocked or Celestial. Keep sprinklers running, use mutation sprays too. The goal isn't to hit Disco or Void Touched every time, which is rare, but to hit mid-high tiers consistently. That steady flow is what makes the bank grow. Even modest stacks scale when you multiply across 50-plus plants and multiple harvest cycles. Also, don't overlook base value harvesting. Even if a bunch of plants stay unmutated, you're still pulling 40k plus per fruit across multiple harvests. That's reliable income while you wait for the big ones. Then when rare mutations hit, they hit hard. That's the mix of safety and upside. Balance is the risk, so you're not tied to rolling for legendary buffs all the time. If you play the long game and build your farm to 100 plus nectar thorns, that's where the billions forecast starts to feel real. Even assuming only occasional high-tier harvests, the sheer volume and regularity can tip you over the edge, especially in event-powered windows. Call it Farming Economy 101, volume, mutation odds, repeated cycles. You're stacking value quietly, patiently, over time. So yeah, nectar thorn could be a top-tier grinder if you set it up right. Craft it via the Busy Bee update, plant en masse, time your mutation pushes smartly, and harvest regularly. It's not rocket-fast riches, but it's a sustainable approach to bank building. Maybe not trillions overnight, but given enough time and scale, you'll be stacking serious hundreds of millions every few cycles. Deep, steady, satisfying. And so guys, if you find this video useful, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button right now for more Grow a Garden content.